Hello, everybody, and welcome to character creation for Desperate Measures. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well,
Fantastic.
Neal.
Doing well.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Beautiful, actually.
Not just fantastic, but outright beautiful?
Absolutely. Well, if someone else was fantastic, I'm beautiful. We don't want to switch it up.
I see. Desperate Measures is going to be a second edition D&D campaign. It is going to be taking place with citizens of Mystria, the kingdom that has been ruled by Scoria, the Red Dragon, for longer than anyone can really remember. And the kingdom that is currently getting their ass handed to them in the middle of a war. They are wrecked across the board and screwed. And our players here, our characters, are going to have to resort to some desperate measures in order to get by and prevent themselves from being further screwed over, prevent their families from being burned by the dragon because they can't pay tribute because another kingdom's already come in and wrecked their place, and now they don't have any money to pay the dragon, so the dragon's going to burn down their towns if they can't find some more money. It's going to be a complicated mess. So, let's make some characters.
So the dragon's kind of like the landlord. He doesn't care that you just got fired from your job. He's still gonna ask for the money and doesn't care about everybody else.
Yeah, Scoria is just like, I get tribute in some form, whatever form I'm wanting to demand right now, and if you can't pay it, I'm just gonna come and fuck up, make your life miserable. She's much more of a if you cross me, I will make you suffer, rather than if you cross me, I will kill you. If you annoy her, she'll kill you. But if you're like, we don't have the money, or oh no, we're not hiding any of our gold, I swear, but she knows you are because she has spies everywhere, she'll steal your children, or take you on a flight while she burns down towns around you and be like, look at the suffering that you were causing by not paying tribute, and then put you back so that you'll actually get your shit done.
I got you. So it's your fault that I'm an asshole kind of thing, right?
She's the evil queen bitch of the world at this point, of your world at
least. Makes sense.
And I guess before we get to our character creation, we should probably introduce who our players are. So that way is Lucas, Mr. Mooten. Hello,
What's
buddy.
up?
How you doing?
How's it going? I'm well. How are you, Neal?
I'm good. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
I am Mr. Mooten, formerly Brad Barbo. Now he has resigned to sailing the high seas of Koibu's world. And I think I'm going to be playing a cleric.
Ooh, okay. And on the other side of me, we have Connar, also known as Quantum Mech. Hey, buddy.
What's up? You guys see me a lot in shenanigans. I do this shit on the weekends, and can't wait. Don't know what I'm gonna play it. See what we get.
Excellent. And over in that direction, we have Will.
It's not the order we opened our cams in. That was very unexpected. I know, right there. My name's Will. I play in shenanigans sometimes. I'm excited about this. Looking forward to playing with these individuals in whichever direction they might be. I'm not quite sure. I should open the stream.
It's hard to figure out. That's why I
correct.
picked you. Yeah.
But yeah, good deal. Good deal.
And over in that direction, we should have Tom.
Hi. So my name's Azurewind. This is probably one of my first D&D experiences ever. I usually play XCOM. I'm a pretty new streamer, so I appreciate being here. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to be playing.
Excellent.
But I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Right. And Barovian Castle. Let's get some background music while we talk about character creation.
Excellent.
So, we're going to be playing 2nd edition AD&D. It is advanced. That's what the A stands for. We are going to be playing some down and dirty peasants, so no nobles, no fancy people, no elves. I think you're probably all going to be human. Maybe if one of you wants to be like a halfling or a dwarf, we can swing that. But you're coming from a pretty human-centric area. We're going to be limited to one spellcaster. And it sounds like Mr. Mooten / Lucas wants to be the one spellcaster. Is everyone cool giving up their spellcaster rights?
Absolutely.
That's good.
Excellent. Well then, I'm going to go grab the door because my food has finally arrived. I told you we shouldn't have been talking about Euler during the pre-show.
I told you to get a burrito or some tacos. And
why don't you guys chat amongst yourselves?
You argued about me with that one, but it's true. It's the first taco. By Netflix's standards, nonetheless, we didn't get into this with Neal, but there's a Tacos Chronicles thing on Netflix right now. If you're into tacos, all about tacos.
Is this a
Every
documentary?
Absolutely. There's 6 of them, and they're each
Oh,
about a singular taco, and it's a 30-minute thing on each one. It's all in Spanish, so hopefully you're reading subtitles.
Hey,
I
I took 4 years in high school.
Hey, well, there you go.
Hey,
You're shooting
enough.
beautiful, then. All
All
I'm
right.
saying is, you should watch. 10 out
That
of 10.
sounds awesome.
Good to see you, Neal. What'd you get?
Roxy's Taco, an Indian Mexican fusion. So it's like a Indian curry mixed with Mexican rice and other flavorings in a burrito. It's
Ooh.
amazing.
That sounds
Yeah.
fantastic.
Great to
It-
your door too.
It's
Things in
fantastic.
burrito mode.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, that's kind of hard to beat that, to be quite honest. I mean, how do you beat a solid burrito?
You really don't. So the first thing, so everyone's cool not playing a cleric, right? Or a spellcaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great.
Like, too.
Great.
It's a level 9, right? I can switch it up at level 9. Is that fine?
Oh, planning for level 9. That's so cute.
That's what I was saying. So yeah, it's cool. It's no big deal.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's not figure out what we're gonna do once we get to Mars. Let's try just to get to Mars first, okay?
Well, I don't
Plenty of
prescribe
roadblocks
to
on the
those
way.
anti-Elon strategies. I'm gonna get to Mars.
I hope so. So we're gonna roll some stats here, and there are a few ways we can do it. We could roll 3d6 to get like down and dirty peasant stats, which are great. But you guys are the hardy people who have survived and been sort of sent off to make money somehow. So you're probably an above average peasant. So maybe 4d6 d1, that's 4 6-sided die and you drop the lowest, is probably a better way to go. Additionally, we're gonna have some stat restrictions. Constitution is going to be your most important stat, because survivability is going to be tough and you're going to want high con. And more importantly, no one's going to want to have low con because you're, again, the tougher people that have been sent out. So we're going to say the bare minimum you can put into your con is going to be 10. No one can have less than 10 con. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So,
Well, Neal, I was gonna throw out a something for you. So your birthday stream's coming up, right? So I'd say if someone's giving me $20, I'll roll instead of a 4d61, I'll just roll a 3d6 for one stat.
no.
Okay.
No. We're not going to bring. We're not going to bring any Twitch chat into this stuff. That's gonna ruin our day. Never.
Look out of your Twitch chat.
Just close it. Don't even look at it. It's gonna ruin everything.
Hey, I'll
Roll 3d6 down the line, dude. Just do it.
Well, if I was 36
I'll be rolling
range, because I'll do
be rolling
range, but
46.
down the line's a bold move, my friend. Because you might not be a cleric then.
Yeah.
No, I'll be rolling 46. I'm afraid of the 36.
Yeah, I am too. 4061 sounds beautiful to me.
Eh. We'll do
All
fine.
right. So, in Roll20, first off, Tom, have you used Roll20 before?
This is my first time using it.
Great. In the upper right-hand corner, you're gonna see a
Yeah.
whole bunch of tabs and shit. If you go to the
Gotcha.
gear tab, you're gonna want to scroll down to the bottom,
Okay.
and it's gonna say player avatar size. Use that
Yes.
drop down to select names only. Otherwise, you're gonna have shit in your
Yeah.
face all the time.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
All right.
Perfect.
And then everyone's going to want to go to the second tab called Journal. Looks like a folded newspaper, and you're going to see a character sheet in there for you. So you'll want to open it up, go to the character sheet
Immaculate.
tab, and this is where we're going to be inputting our stats into things.
Gotcha.
So why don't we just go down the line in the order that they're listed in that area, which for me is Connar first. And Connar, why don't you roll us some stats? 40, 61, put them wherever you want.
How many do you roll? 7?
7.
There's one,
Oh.
That's a good one, brother.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my
and
god. You have good stats. I think we have found our frontline fighter, but we'll see.
Seems beautiful.
Next in my order is going to be Lucas. Whoa. Ooh, those are good stats too.
6, and then that's 7?
That is 7.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Terrible.
15 and a 16 is hella bomb.
Good.
Yeah.
Next up we have Tom. So to
Okay.
roll stats, you're gonna in the the chat box area, which is the first tab on the left in the upper right hand corner. You're gonna type /r space 4d6d1, all as a string.
Okay.
And
beautiful.
Okay, and then you can hit the up arrow and hit enter to enter it again, or you can
just
type,
keep
copy
going
and paste. Yeah, however you want to do it. 13, 16, 11, 6. Love these low stats. 7.
Hey.
13. One more, 11. You got a 16 in here. That's a good stat. That's really nice. And last but not least, we got Will.
You know what? We're going to throw in RD100 for luck. It's a 94. I believe in myself.
Good.
Oh.
12, 7, 14. 1, 2,
That
3,
is 7.
5, 6, 7. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Let me collect everyone's stats here for a moment. So this is going to be
I like the
Tom.
spread. It's like we got plenty of good stats with some like really good low points.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
are we filling these in?
Points, though.
Are we filling these in right now as far as our stats are? Or do we apply these
Yeah.
ourselves?
You're gonna fill them in and
Okay.
figure out where you want to put them.
Okay.
So before you really put them anywhere, you're gonna
Right.
want to know what you're building, or
I
you
gotcha.
can put them somewhere and then build something without the way you want to do it. But it's up to you
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
So the only thing I want to say again is con's going to be important. At 15 Constitution, you get a bonus to your health roll every time you roll for HP. So
Okay.
if you can, making your con as high as possible would be great, but make sure it
Right.
keeps as a minimum of 11. If you're going to be
Okay.
a fighter, strength, constitution, and dexterity are your most important things. If you're going to be a
Right.
rogue, it's going to be dexterity, charisma, and perception are going to be your
Right.
most important things. If you're a cleric, wisdom, and whatever else you want.
Right.
So, how do you guys want to? Who wants to play what?
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it over. Since everyone thinks I got it,
Yeah.
I got this. All right, so I want to play a woodsman, like a dude who's like he chops the wood, he brings the wood back to town. So I want him to be a fighter for sure.
Okay.
So we'll throw the 17 in strength. We'll throw my 14 in con. We'll throw a 12 in dex, and the rest of them I'm still thinking about. So
You said
I'm gonna
17 strength, 14 con. What was your dex?
12.
12. Okay.
Yep. And that
Okay.
leaves me with my terrible stats and everything else to still figure out. But
Okay.
we'll be a fighter for sure. This is a good
Um,
fighter stats.
So, Tom or Connor,
Mhm.
what do you guys want to play?
That moment
Connor,
when
you should go first. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
Connor,
moment
go
you realize
first.
your stats can actually make you get a viable paladin. I'm thinking maybe a ranger or just a straight fighter.
Okay.
Still not sure which one I want to do yet.
Okay. What about you, Tom? Do you want to go fighter or rogue? Or no?
Yeah, it seems like I might be okay for either, but I'm feeling like I should probably go fighter. And I don't know if I put that 16 in just constitution and just be a crazy
So-
beefy dude,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, I'm open to
So
anything.
you're throwing the 16. I think you got two options, right? So you throw a 17 in your strength because you're a strong boy, right? And then
Mhm.
you got dexterity and constitution left, right?
He doesn't have a 17.
Oh yeah, I got a 16.
He's got
I'm sorry,
16.
I was looking at Moon's. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Connor's, my bad. Oh, 16. Oh, never mind. I take
16,
back what I was
13,
saying.
13, 11, 7,
Ooh.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a weird.
I take back. I'm looking at Connor's
Yeah.
stats. My bad.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
considering it looks like you're probably going to have 3 fighters. So one of you is probably going to want to be the ranged fighter with higher dex. Because if 16 and 17 dex, you get bonuses to your missile hit. And you also get bonuses to your AC. So you could
Okay.
be like a mid-range fighter, sort of backline that comes up to the front, maybe not heavy on the
Sure.
armor, but high on the dexterity. So
Right.
does someone want to do that? Connor, looks like you're putting a 17
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I can just straight up be a ranger. So,
Okay.
Are you gonna do that direction? Just be a ranger?
yeah.
All right. Cool.
You want to put the 16 in strength instead of con? 16
I'm thinking
con is
about it.
plus 2 HP.
I agree, and I'm thinking about it.
And the 16 dex is 2 AC, right? That's the trade-off. You either get more
Something like that.
raw staying power or
Or more
RNG
AC.
gods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well, but
also
he's-
thinking about
yeah.
that 10% XP though.
Yeah, that's also the problem.
Well, let's take a look at the requirements for Ranger. You meet it, you think?
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. So you need Strength 13, Dex 13, Con 14, Wisdom 14.
Okay.
Yep.
And if you
So-
are Ranger, well, you won't get to 8th. We won't have to worry about 8th level, but at 8th level you start getting spells. That's fine.
Lovely start.
I mean, I feel like that's out of your low tier spell casting. At 8th
Yeah.
level, if someone's showing up with spells, right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, that'll be fine.
Even
Okay.
then, at 8th level, to be like super basic wilderness spells. Like, oh,
You get some
fine.
pretty good spells as a ranger.
There.
Level 1.
Yeah, you'll get some cool cleric spells. Be nice.
Yeah.
You get to be a fighter with healing, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
At 8th level, I guess.
So,
You know?
let's see what else you guys are doing.
So I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm gonna be a fighter, I'm probably gonna put the 13 strength, 13 dex, 16 con.
Okay.
Maybe, probably,
Okay.
given that con is it seems like a important stat. And then I guess it just depends on how I want to allocate the rest of
them.
the
Right.
lower, yeah.
So it looks like you're gonna have the highest con of the party, unless Lucas
Sure.
throws a 16 con as well. So you're gonna definitely be the frontline fighter. You're probably gonna have the most HP of the party the whole way through, and then
Okay.
it'll probably be Will and Connor, because Will's got a bonus to damage and hit, and Connor's got a bonus to damage and hit. So
Okay.
they'll probably be the DPSs. Broadly speaking, you'll probably be the tank. Broadly speaking,
Right. Sure.
And then Lucas is our support.
Okay.
Ugh. It's gonna be great.
I was thinking 15 strength for Tempos cleric,
Okay.
14 con,
Oh.
16 wisdom. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just need to scroll. You're good.
Oh, 16 wisdom. And then I don't really know, I guess, like where I should throw like my low score, like the 6. Do you guys have any suggestions?
We all don't need to dump perception. It's going to be my...
I'm taking 12 perception.
Does
Okay.
anybody have a high perception then?
12 is pretty high for perception.
I'll
12.
You have to think. So, 2E is kind of like playing blackjack or whatever. 21's the magic number. You need to hit a 21 all the time. So if you roll a dice plus your stat needs to equal 21.
Oh, I see.
So if you're a 10, you need to roll an 11. If
Yeah.
you got an 11, you need to roll a 10. So that's kind of like the best way to prescribe it is 21 is your magic number. So if you're trying to roll something, the higher your stat, the better off it is. So for me to like fail a strength roll with a 17, I need to roll a 4 or a 3 or lower, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah. So for my dex, int, and charisma, does it matter for a cleric? I guess where the 2 11s and the 10 goes.
Not particularly. You're gonna dump perception?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna be the oblivious cleric then.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm down with that. No, so you can do 10s or 11s, and it won't really make a difference.
Okay. Cool.
Just put the 11 the 10 where you want, where you care a little less.
Yeah.
So Neal, correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have any perception modifiers until you're out of 18 or like lower than 6, right? For your stuff? Like, it
Yeah,
takes a
it's pretty
huge
high.
swing.
You've got to be on the extreme to get modifiers from perception. Your perception stats are mostly going to be used for just spotting checks and rolls.
Right. But I mean, if you don't spot stuff and you get ambushed all the time, it's pretty fucked. So
Is it more important to have the 16 and the wisdom or strength? Does it matter?
Wisdom.
for you, wisdom,
Wisdom?
absolutely.
Absolutely. It allows you more bonus spells
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of other things. Like
Okay.
in Wiz, you would get 2 extra first level spells, 2 extra second level spells.
Oh, got it.
Makes
I'm
it-
going to link you guys a document in the Discord DM members. This is our auto statter. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at the stats that you've rolled, and you're just going to put them into these boxes on the auto statter page,
Boom.
and then you'll hit the whatever button it is at the bottom, the submit button, and it'll fill out all of the substats for you.
Oh, fantastic.
And that will save you some time. You're going to notice, though, in Constitution, the character sheet that you're looking at doesn't have a resurrection % on it. It's because we don't have resurrection. So you
Gotcha.
can just ignore that. Also, make sure to put in your level and your drop down your class if you're not a fighter. That way you can get your saving throws and shit. And then we'll fill out these character sheets bit by bit. In the
We're
meantime,
starting at 1, right?
Oh yeah, we're starting at
Okay,
1.
Yeah, good shit.
It's gonna be
Awesome.
beautiful.
It's only 85 pounds for 17 strength, really?
Before you start being encumbered, yeah. Do you know how much 85 pounds is? To carry 85 pounds without, like, while still being able to run at full speed is pretty fucking impressive.
Right, so I'm gonna counter you on this and say that, like, have you ever watched a thing where the people are running in the modern day military gear, the dude's running the knight armor, and the guy's running in, like, just a straight up just carrying weights, and see who does better?
I will put to you that any soldier running with a full pack is going to be running slower than somebody without a full pack.
The knight kicks the modern days guy's ass, is all I'm gonna say. Like, by, like, upwards of, like, 10 minutes.
Which stat on here are you guys talking about?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry. I thought you guys were talking about like an encumbrance.
Oh yeah, that's the weight
Oh, yeah,
allow.
for sure. But I'm saying, like, a knight in armor, like, his armor offers more mobility than, like, current day shit.
Oh yeah,
Connor
no,
might be
for
able to,
sure.
like,
Well,
just go,
yeah, it's the difference between having your gear evenly distributed or your gear on your back.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it just seems like 85 pounds is kind of crazy because 60 pounds is like full plate, right? So you got 25 extra pounds after full plate to move around.
No, you just, if you're going to be carrying gear, you're gonna be encumbered. Like, that's just the way
All
it
the
is.
time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're carrying 85 pounds of gear, you're gonna move more slowly, and the peasant with no armor is gonna easily outrun you, like 100% of the time. So, if you want to be geared up, expect to be encumbered, and that's just fine. Like, a lot of players hate being
I've never
encumbered.
not been
It's
encumbered in
fine.
one of your campaigns, Neal.
Well, encumbrance
I'll be
is
quite
expected.
honest.
It's expected when you got, if you want armor, especially.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Alright.
But we don't get armor, yeah. Are you gonna cut our gold rolls down? That's what I was
Oh,
gonna
we're not
ask.
even gonna bother
First start.
rolling for gold. You're just gonna like get basic provisions and supplies.
Oh.
You're all gonna be a
Okay.
bunch of broke buddies.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna be
Ah,
so
I'm done
poor.
with all my stats. Sorry, I've just been sitting here.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
I think I'm good too.
Looks like you're done. Looks like you're done. Looks like you're done. Great.
Yeah,
So next
I'm
you're
done.
gonna want to go to the combat tab. I've already moved Tom over just so I can see it, and you're gonna see that there is a section for saving throws on the left side in yellow. The yellow things are saving throw
Gotcha.
related.
Yep.
Red things are attack related. Blue are armor related. Green is HP related. So you're gonna want to fill in the saving throws from that auto statter page. It's on the lower left-hand corner. You'll see PPD is paralyzation, poison, death. RSW, rod, staff, wand.
Got it.
Should go all the way down.
Got it.
Done.
I'll just wait for everyone to catch up.
We're doing great.
Will, you
that's
didn't put
weird.
anything in.
Oh, we're doing great.
In your stats. Your saves.
We're getting there, Neil. All right. I
Not
might
fast
have
enough.
I might have been slightly behind what I told you a second ago. Okay.
You said
I
it.
might
You
have been
said you were done and you were great, and you haven't even started.
Well, I was like 3/4 of the way through. All right.
I can
It
feel
was
that.
one of those,
I'm
like, by the
looking
time
at
you
your
got
sheet.
there-
It is blank. You have
this
nothing for
one's
your
done.
saving throws.
Where do
Yeah,
I
this
put
one's
the,
done.
Oh, that's 'cause he
base
has no
light
saving
heavy
throws.
severe?
Yeah, I have no saving throws.
That's going to be on the
That's
gear tab.
encumbrance?
Yeah, it's going to be the gear tab is where you do your encumbrance.
Got it. Thank you.
I can already feel this is going to be our antagonistic relationship, Will. We're going to be at
I
each
know.
other's throats. It's going to be great.
But the difference, though, is I hope it's like all my antagonistic relationships where it's really more of a friendly thing at the end of the day. It's more
I
just
hope
a
so.
laughing matter.
It had better be. It's going to be shitty if it's not.
We'll see. The thing is, we're both pretty calm people, so I don't feel like we're ever going to yell at each other very much. All right, so I'm screwing up on this on my saving throws. I hit your submit button. I'm looking at them. I don't see them.
You don't see saving throws in the lower left-hand corner?
No, I see.
Did you put your
I lied.
level as 1
Maybe.
in the upper right?
Yeah, I might have those now. I might be able to tab down this list.
There we go. There we go.
So we're just filling in our saving throws right now.
Yeah,
That's
we're
it?
just doing our saving
absolutely.
throws.
Okay, cool.
I'm just being a horrible player right now. Don't worry about me. It's
Do
fine.
you get like you know how in 5e you have like variant human and you get +2 to something? Does that happen at all or no?
No.
Okay.
If you are a non-human, you get +1 to one stat and then -1 to
Minus
another
one.
stat.
And then a couple other things.
Yeah, there's some other racial nonsense in there.
So there's nothing that's for new save versus spell. That's not a thing in the auto. Okay, got it.
Not as a human.
Okay, cool.
Am I
Leave
allowed
that
to be
alone.
what's his name? A dwarf?
So we roll an HP now. That's the only thing I don't have. I
No,
know
we're
my
gonna do gear in a bit. If you want to be a dwarf, you get +1 con, -1 charisma, I believe.
Yep.
That's correct.
And you can be a dwarf if you want. The only thing to consider, I shouldn't say the only thing, the biggest thing to consider when being a dwarf is that your movement speed is already going to start off low. It's going to start off at 9 instead of 12. So you will be, and then if you're encumbered on top of that, it's just going to get lower and lower and lower.
I think dwarves have something about being encumbered where they just don't.
Maybe.
They just don't get encumbered.
There are many additions, but I don't.
They're already low enough to the ground, you know.
Yeah,
I don't-
I'm checking shit.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Would you like to be a dwarf?
I was thinking about being a dwarf. Yeah, I think I would like to be one. I would move my stats around a little bit
Dwarf cleric, that sounds awesome.
to make it 16 con, 16 will, 14 strength.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to be a dwarf, that is totally legit. So you'll
Yeah, I'll
get
be a
the
dwarf.
+1 strength, -1.
+1 con, right?
Yes, +1 con, -1 charisma.
Okay, cool. Move
So
that
then you'll
there.
do 16
And
strength,
then-
16 con. No.
No, 14 strength, 16 con, 16 will, 11 int, 10 dex, 10 charisma, 6 perception.
Got it. Perfect. And then on your combat tab, we're gonna switch your. I'm doing it for you. We're gonna switch your race to dwarf. Yeah.
Do I need to? I don't need to re-roll the priest
No.
thing, right? Okay, cool.
No, everything else is fine. So everyone's done their saves. Cool. We're going to the next tab. It's the gear tab.
Cool.
And here you're going to see on the right side is a whole bunch of encumbrance nonsense. You're going to want to take your base, medium, light, heavy, severe from the auto statter and just plug those numbers directly into there.
Bang.
Where did I lose my auto statter? Where's it at? Oh, here we go.
Whoops.
I already did that, right?
Yes, you have.
Awesome. Do dwarves in 2e get poisoned or no?
They get bonuses to poison saves. Which,
Is it 12, 6? Or you put it on the front page. You need to put your move speed, which is 12, right? And then you move from
yes.
there.
Yes.
It does everything else. Gotcha.
Yes.
This will be a male.
So my speed's 9.
Yes, your speed is 9. All right, Tom, we're gonna go to the front page for you. Give you speed
Oh, sure.
12. Sorry, I'm just doing stuff to speed things along here. Great. Looks like
Oh, no, that's fine, I'm
everybody. You're all good.
No, you're good.
We're just waiting on Connar to put his encumbrance in, I believe, and then we are ready to
Encumbrance.
rock. Your encumbrance is not in. Looking at your sheet. Base, light, medium, heavy, severe are all zeros.
Oh, that. Gotcha.
Yeah. If you see your page, your character sheet switch around, it's because I'm clicking through your tabs and it'll always reflect what I do and what you do on the sheet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you just got handing your sheet. Like you probably should be for mine all the time.
Cool. So next we're going to go back to the combat tab for everybody.
Got it.
And I just want to talk about some of the things we're going to see here. I'm also going to try and bring up one of these character sheets for chat. Connar, your character sheet is going to be the one that gets spectated, just so you know. Let's take a look here.
Carol.
Oh, no, I fucked it up. Damn it. I fucked it up. Hold on. Forgot that I have to do fancy magic first.
You're not pulling
There
up
we go.
Necrofer sheet?
What? No, I'm not pulling up Necrofer's sheet.
It's actually a lot shorter than you think it is.
You know? But I bet it's taller than me.
Well, that's not very hard.
There you go.
Ooh, the sheet is
Sorry.
all fucked up. Is there anyone else having viewing issues with their character sheet? Because in Firefox, it looks a little fucked.
Are you talking about the type, speed, and int being up inside of the hit adjust?
Are you having stuff like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's been going on for a long time. Ever since you changed your missile weapon like holder to the armor thing, they've been up at there in the middle of nowhere.
All right, I will have to make some adjustments for that. All right, so what we're going to be looking at here is I just want to lay out how all this stuff works for you. So on the left-hand side, we've got our saving throws, right? They're in that yellow box.
Yeah.
Some of you will have modifiers to your saving throws, either from racial abilities or from stat abilities or from magic abilities that you end up having, and those bonuses aren't going to automatically be included in your roll. So if you see in the second yellow box at the bottom where it says like total, and you see like a 5 under total poison where those two, that column and row intersect, when you make a poison save, you get a +5 to that roll, which you will have to apply manually after the roll goes through. So you'll have the 4 different types of saving throw modifiers we have are all magical saves, specifically poison saves, or mind affecting saves, or saves that just apply to everything. So if you have like a +1 ring, it gives you a +1 to your AC and a +1 to all your saving throws. But if you're a dwarf with high con, you'll probably have just +4 against magic and poison or whatever.
Okay.
Cool. We all understand that?
Yeah,
So that
when
number. I'm sorry, guys.
roll my saving throw, I add 4.
Right.
Am I
If it's
poison?
particularly a poison save. Okay.
Got it.
The next column over is the AC modifier column. Everyone has 10 natural AC. It'll import your dexterity modifier on its own. Your armor field is something that we're going to do piecemeal. You'll see that there are 2 red rows below, one called weapon, one called armor. In the armor one, you can add, like, you can click the add button and add, like, plate mail, has AC 5, and then you check the box for equipped, and then it'll automatically add your armor. And that way you can have multiple pieces of armor that you take on and off really easily to calculate your AC.
Got it.
Shield is important to note separately from the rest of your armor. It's usually going to be a modifier of 2, maybe a modifier of 3 if you're really good with shield eventually.
Yeah,
Okay.
You kind of fucked that there.
Did I fuck up your sheet?
No, it's good. It's good.
Cool. Magic will be for magic modifiers to your armor. We probably won't have to worry about it for a while. And you'll get encumbrance penalties to your armor if you get too much gear on you. I think you need to be at moderate encumbrance before you start taking AC penalties, but just be aware of that. All right, last box on the right is our combat modifier box. So every time you fighters level, you'll get a +1 to hit from your level. Our clerics will get a +1 to hit for every 2/3 level or something like that.
Yep. So you get your first +1 level
correct.
3, then you get level 4, then you get level 6. Level
Right,
7.
okay.
Unless you've changed your document recently.
Sure. And then below that, you'll have modifiers that are pulled in automatically from your stats for melee, missile, and thrown. And then you might get some sort of magic item or something at some point that gives you additional bonuses to hit, which is what you would put in that other sources columns. And on the right
so
side
like
of
a
that
+1 sword or something like that. I'm sorry.
we'll put in the +1 sword in a different area, actually, but like
Okay,
maybe you'll
sorry.
have like gloves of war that give you a +1 to hit. And then there's a checkbox on the right of that to say whether you want to apply that effect or not.
Okay.
Everyone with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Next thing is the weapon row down below. You click add, you can start adding a weapon. So we could say arming sword. The number of attacks is just for you to remember how many attacks you get. You'll usually get 1 attack per round or 2 attacks per round, or if you're a specialized fighter, you might get 1.5 attacks per round, which is 1 attack this round, 2 attacks next, and vice versa, and flopping back and forth.
Okay.
And on the right side of that, there are some little radio buttons. So you can say whether this is a melee attack, a missile attack, or a thrown attack, because the modifiers to your attack are going to be different depending on the weapon type.
Okay.
And we'll fill all this stuff out together as we go along. But I just want everyone to have a working knowledge of how this shit works.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any questions?
None that I can think of right now.
Great.
I probably will when it goes into practice, but yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
We're going to flip over to the gear tab just for a moment. You'll notice 2 areas for wealth. One is for the wealth you carry on you. One is for the wealth you've got hidden away somewhere. The reason we separate it out is that coins weigh amounts. 50 coins to the pound. So you might not want to be walking around with like 5,000 copper because that would be 500. That would be 100 pounds worth of weight. It's just too much to carry around. And you'll also see that you've got 4 little buttons called On, In Pack, Animal, and Other. And that is for where you have gear stored. Mostly, we're just going to leave it in what you have on you and what you have in your pack. And it's important to note what is on your character versus what is in your backpack, because you might lose your backpack. You might need to drop your backpack for some reason. There are many times, there are many times where you won't have your backpack with you. So you're going to want to separate where things are on your person.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. All the boring mumbo jumbo out of the way. Let's go back and do something fun again, like rolling hit points.
Excellent.
Yay! All right. You are all the tougher people that have been sent out. So we are going to give you a better roll for HP. Normally in 2nd edition, it's just a flat D10 for fighters. And you might get 1 HP at level 1, which is brutal. Or 10. And it's a brutal roll. But you guys are the tough people. You are the ones that have been sent to go raid these foreign lands and bring back some money to pay the dragons so that your families won't all die. So you're going to start with at least bare minimum of half HP. So we'll go down the line one by one. We'll roll for HP. And if you roll less than your minimum, we'll just start you at minimum plus your con bonuses. So let's start with Connar. You're going to roll a D10.
D10. Perfect. Let's do this, boys.
Let's go 10.
4. 4
like a
rounds up
5.
to 5. All right. So that goes in your combat tab. 5 current, 5 max. All right. Next is Lucas. You're going to be rolling a D8.
I believe in you.
Con bonus, is it 2?
Your con bonus is 2. I have adjusted it on your sheet.
Okay, cool.
It's just a roll. He'll add it after.
Awesome.
We believe in you.
Oh, so you're going to start with 4 plus 2 is 6.
Nice.
Cool.
Next up, we have Tom. You're a fighter with 16 con. Ooh, we need to fill out your auto statter stuff. I will get to that. Why don't... I could have sworn you had all your stuff filled out. I mess up?
No.
In this basic area. So, Tom, you're going to roll in the chat. You're going to roll /R space 1d10, and you want to roll as high as you can, buddy. Oh,
Nice.
That's perfect. You're going to start with 12 HP because you have high con. I will fill out your other stats for you right now. And last but not least, we have Will. Make it happen. D10.
Let's do this.
I'm scared.
You should be.
I don't want to do it. It's a 1.
1. Well, that rounds up
That's
to
why
5.
I was scared.
It rounds up to 5. You'll be okay.
It's okay.
You might be muted, Edwin.
All right. I'm so sorry, Koibu. I apologize. I totally
You know what? I
blanked
can't
on
deal with. I
filling all
can't
this
work
stuff
like
out.
this, Tom. Get the fuck out. It's fine. It's
I'm
fine. It's
sorry.
your first session. Your first session. Great. Everyone's got hit points. Everyone's got stats. Now is time for the nitty gritty details. The things of like, what weapons are you going to be using? What armor are you going to have? How do you want to build your character? And I think to know this, we kind of have to know who you were and what you did in life before you did this. Now, you're all from the bottom of society. The highest social ranking person here is going to be the dwarf, because you're a cleric, and clerics are well respected and important members of the world. So maybe you'll probably start with the best gear or the most expensive gear, if it works for us. While everyone else should start with crapola.
Okay.
So let's start with Connar. You're a hunter, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Talk to me about your hunterness.
Definitely don't get out a lot. Like, not really a bad person. It's just I grew up in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
make my living out there. Kind of just pass under the radar. Don't really know a lot. Don't need to know a lot. Make my way around the woods.
Okay.
Oh.
So you are a standard woodsman. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
will probably need some sort of missile weapon for hunting, some sort of
Oh, yeah.
bow type thing.
Definitely longbow.
Okay. Not a short bow. A short bow is more meant for hunting. And the
Hey,
damage
man.
difference between them is insignificant. It's only there is no
Insignificant.
damage difference. It's just the
Really?
range difference. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think a short bow might be more appropriate for you.
Sure.
And then you're gonna need some sort of melee weapon. What would probably not a sword, but what
Like
would
a
you want? You want a
Definitely.
dagger?
Got to be able to skin that shit. Cut up everything nice and.
Gotta cut it up, man. I mean,
Gotta cut it up.
who's ever cleaned an animal before? You gotta need a knife. You need a
Yeah, I
dagger.
could do that.
Good shit.
Could
I
also
got you.
do a spear.
What is
A
an
spear?
ultra spear?
Ultra
It's a
spear
regular
is
spear. It's
a
just
regular
A
spear.
2d4 spear, which is Neal spears, which are overpowered.
Chat
'Cause
is
they
just
always
salty.
hit above a 2 on both rolls. So,
Chat is just
a
salty.
2d4, which is basically a minimum of 2 on each roll. And that's
It's-
Neal spears.
It's an
Every
ab-
time.
Hunting's a real thing too.
Your
Real.
medium-sized weapons all do D8, and 2D4 is basically the same thing as D8. It's half a point higher on average. And spears are a very effective weapon. They should be slightly better than most other things.
Very good,
They're
yeah.
cheap to produce, effective in combat, and versatile for all sorts of things. Spears are
Yes.
the weapons that dominated battlefields up until the invention of gunpowder.
Absolutely. And that's why you'll die to mini spears, because Neal spears are very good.
They're regular fucking spears, all right? You
Very
get your
regular.
ultra spears and your winter gods, and you can shove them up. You know where you can shove them, all right? That's all I gotta say.
Well,
All I
obviously
gotta
their
say.
items aren't very good at hitting things, so I don't know how I feel about the winter gods. That's all I'm gonna say. They have no bonuses, 0 bonuses to hit ever. So the winter gods aren't as good.
What if somebody throws them at you, or is that only javelins? Can
No,
You
you
know
can-
what? I tried many throwing activities with the winter god stuff, and let me tell you what, 0 successes.
Yeah, because there are no winter gods. This will make sense to you eventually, Tom. I'm
I
sorry.
gotcha.
They're
I got-
memeing
no,
too
that's
hard.
fine. Sure.
So you're gonna also grab a spear, Connor?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That seems fine. Okay. Great. And
It's
I
just a
think
pointy stick.
you are a woodsman, so you could probably start with leather armor since you are,
Yeah,
you know,
probably made
that
it
sort of
myself,
thing.
too.
You probably did. Which means that when it comes time for proficiencies, you should probably get leather working.
Yep.
Okay.
That's like
Um,
what? 1 AC, 2 AC.
We'll start with you with a breastplate,
Sure.
which is 2, a leather chest,
Sure.
and you can forge leather limbs as
Excellent.
it becomes important. Fantastic. All right, let's flip over to Lucas, our dwarven cleric.
So I'm going to be a cleric of Tempos. Do you have any, I guess, lore help for why I would be in this area? I was thinking maybe I'm like trying to find a new, like, sanctum or something like that. I don't know, monastery. I don't know.
Well, what I've been kind of working off, and we should probably talk about,
Yeah.
is that you are all from the same town or the same region that has been devastated and can no longer pay the dragon's tribute demands. Yeah.
Tribute.
And so the 4 of you have been sent out from this town to go, like, bring back some money so that your people won't die.
Okay.
And I think that the other 3 people are maybe like the most capable, and they needed someone to maybe not necessarily lead them, but help them out along the way. And since this is like the survival of the village, the lead cleric, the head cleric, opted to come and, you know, oversee the fate of this village. And if you're a cleric of Tempos, who is fate and time,
Yeah.
this is perfect for you.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Great.
Yeah, really.
I guess are clerics able to have? They're able to have shields, right?
They can have shields and they can have weapons. Yep.
Shield and spear,
You want to do a shield and a spear? You can totally
Yeah.
do shield and spear for you.
like Spartacus.
Like Sparta. Yeah. Greek hoplites were pretty bomb. So let's get you a spear, and we will get you a shield. You definitely don't have any armor because dwarven armor is super uncommon.
Rare. Yeah.
Because it's, you know,
Oh, I didn't
smaller
know that.
and well, you know, the dwarves are rare in this area, and so
Sure.
there's going to be, it's harder to find armor, and this is an impoverished area already. So in
Right,
this
okay.
context, dwarven armor is going to be rare. Let's get you got a shield, give you AC 2. We'll fill out these things along the way. What other? You might also have a dagger or something with you, I think, Lucas.
Yeah. Do I have to have probably a holy symbol on me somewhere?
Yeah, you'll definitely have a holy symbol, certainly.
Can I have a holy book?
Yep, you'll probably want a holy book. It's probably your most prized possession and the most valuable thing the party owns. Let's flip on over to Tom. You are a human fighter as well. Mm-hmm. We've got the ranger, who's going to be doing all the bow stuff. What do you foresee as your role in society before you came over here?
So I was thinking of two things. The first thing I was thinking of is either I was a sort of, I don't know if in this universe they have like pit fights or like prize fighting or gladiator sort of things going on. That I was sort of a person that didn't really win a lot, but someone who got beaten down a lot. And that's sort of, I guess, where most of the hardiness comes from, and in terms of the constitution and the HP pool and stuff like that. It's just someone who has just been beaten down, and just for some odd reason, people are just kind of like, why does this guy keep fighting? He just loses all the time. And it's like, no, he just keeps getting back in the ring, you know?
That's perfect. We're not going to have such like an institutionalized thing. It'll probably be more like the local street fights that happen.
Yes.
You know, you'll be like the back alley brawler that people are throwing money down on. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Something like that, I think. Yeah.
And so that's what you did that's just how you survived, is you were just the back alley brawler.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And you know, not really, I don't know if there's probably in this universe there's no barehanded stuff, but I mean, like, I would be I would hope that would make me somewhat proficient with like some weapons, like actual weapons.
We will get you some barehanded combat stuff. I'm gonna dig into it to see what's the best way to go for you. It's
okay, because I didn't want to ruin the lore, because I wasn't really.
I didn't want to. That's totally a thing. And we're also gonna give you a club, which is sort of like, you know, a random improvised weapon. So we'll start you off with that as a weapon.
Okay.
No, spare the party's ruined.
I'm out of here.
Probably a dagger as well.
People are like, these are terrible choices. Oh God.
Don't listen to people. People are dumb. And in terms of armor,
I really
you probably
wish I could just run away for a while.
You probably won't have any to start off with, but that's okay. You got a nice HP pool, and I do foresee Connar making you guys some leather armor in the near future as you do shit. That'll probably be a nice power buff. Let's flip over to Will for your basic weapons and armor shit. Tell me about who you were back home.
Well, so my family back in the day, I was really young. I was like 6 or 7, you know, working up through my age. And my family had finally saved up enough money to like open up a store. But you know what? They fucked it up. I don't know why. I have no idea why. At the end of the day, the town burned down the family store, and me and Grandma got out. And we bounced out to the other side of Mystria. And I've been living with her, taking care of her, paying for her medicine and all the stuff. And it's just real costly. And, you know, I'm just been a fighter. I'm just trying to help her out and just, you know, do what I can. But Grandma's medicine is hella expensive. This is some bullshit. That's where we're at.
Shit.
Are these stats?
What do I do? I don't know. I was going to do like a wood chopping thing, but somebody else already did that, so I feel bad now.
Well,
I've been working on it. So
woodsman and woodcutter are very different things.
Cut down trees.
But, so...
Yeah.
My like little research on it was like back in the day, the woodsmen, they didn't chop down trees. They only like chopped off limbs. So they left like most of the forest up. So they really just like trimmed trees for as far out as they could go for wood for the town.
In good times, you would maintain the forest trees that already fell. You drag back out, you chop off things here and there. They would like keep the woods. But those are in the good times.
Right.
When
so
times are bad and you need fucking firewood, you just got to do what you got to do, right? So
is that still a good thing for your times? Is that still a lowbrow setting? Because I feel like everybody would need firewood, even like the uppity up people.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that was going up on your social train without trying to.
No, you're still just a woodcutter. You're easily replaceable. You're just a man with an axe. You fill an important role, but no one cares about you. You're like a farmer or a harvester. If no one's there picking the fields, everybody dies, but nobody gives a shit about the people working in the fields ever.
Perfect.
Right. So you're gonna be a woodsman.
I was gonna have a really cool axe that like it would chop down trees, but on the other side it was like a hammer, so you could like hammer in the wedges into the wood to split it. So that way you can make the wood every time. You don't need multiple items. You need an axe and a hammer. It's kind of like the same thing. You flip it from one side, it's an axe. The other side, it's a hammer. You know, so that way you can.
Well, you don't even need a hammer. Thing, you just have like a nice single-headed axe, and the back of it to help balance it out is already just a big blocky thing. So
right,
a wood
exactly,
axe
same
is
thing.
perfect.
But it can be used to hammer in the stuff. That's what I was thinking.
Definitely. So we're gonna give you a wood axe for a weapon, and of course maybe a knife as a
two-handed
sidearm.
though, for sure.
Wood axe is definitely a two-handed weapon. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm all on board.
The other side
Excellent.
of my spear is a shovel.
Cool. All right, we're about an hour into character creation. We've just done weapons. We've done all these other things. Why don't we take a break here, and we'll reconvene in 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll move on with armor and skills and backgrounds, and the players can take this time to think of their character name and think about any other background traits that you guys might want to have, and the viewers can go grab something to drink or whatever, and we'll see you guys in 5 to 10 minutes with some more Desperate Measures. Bye-bye.